Okay, I'm back with another installment. Thanks to the magic of YouTube and the willingness of you guys to really talk about the psychic stuff, I've been getting emails about what is psychic ability, why am I afraid to experience it, and I want to address it. It's not an uncommon experience to go, I'm psychic, get back, because when you have these experiences, they seem so outside the norm, so outside the box. I mean, you know, unless you grew up with a psychic family that was perfectly comfortable talking about their experiences, chances are you're not going to be that comfortable with the experiences. But it is a very obvious gift. And what happens is we go into denial about it. It's like, wait a minute, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, but that can't be psychic. And some of you are talking about seeing current street scenes, and in your mind's eye you see what they look like historically, and lo and behold you see a historic picture later and it looks exactly like that. Or you're seeing auras around people, or you know something bad, seemingly bad has happened to someone and it turns out later that's true. You're also seeing, you know, good things. I mean, things that are potential intuitive paths to take that really have flow, and when you choose to do it, it all works out. These are all psychic experiences. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is psychic. Psychic isn't, you know, holding a crystal ball, wearing, you know, a thing around your head like a turban, and you know, seeing the future and sitting in a small tent and making money off it. It's an everyday occurrence. It's just part of our lives. It's an integration. And if you are denying this truth for yourself, then you are in a state of denial. And what happens is, when you're denying your own aspects of yourself and your reality and the reality around you, you're actually, you know, you're not in your full integrity, you're not really being you, and you know that. It's like being in a bad relationship where only part of you gets to show up. It's just not real. It's not the truth. I mean, in a good relationship, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. In a relationship with yourself, being a part of you that you know is really there is absolutely mandatory. Now, do you need to go and tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you've had psychic experiences? No. I mean, it's really important when you're first getting in touch with these abilities to tell the people that you like and trust and you feel most comfortable with. But I will tell you that in my experience, as I've grown into these experiences and this kind of a lifestyle, I just really don't hesitate to tell most people if it comes up. Now, there's certain people in certain realms I'm in that I don't run up to people and go, "Hi, I'm psychic. Nice to meet you." I mean, it's not necessary, and I don't give people random readings off the street. And you know, I mean, I have an avenue for it, but it is how I live my life these days. I do live my life by my intuition. When this stuff comes in at first, I mean, it can be really scary, but it can also be really fun and exciting, because when you get information and later you get proof that you were correct, it is such a fabulous affirmation that this stuff really is real and it works. I mean, when you have a feeling about something, when you have a vision about something, and then you get tangible evidence it's true from, I don't know what, from a book, an email, a photograph, something someone tells you, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, if this stuff is actually being proven to you, if you're getting the information, it's coming in and it's being proven to you, it's really important that you take a look at this, that this stuff really is happening. And in my mind, the more you're receptive to it, the more it comes closer and closer together, so that you actually start living a psychic lifestyle. Now, there's a lot of social mores out there that don't accept psychic ability. It's often viewed as being of the devil, that it's unchristian, that it's crazy. And, you know, you have to walk through all that stuff. You have to walk through those fears. There's no shortcut. There is no shortcut to the concerns you probably have about, you know, being labeled as crazy, being labeled as satanic, being labeled as a misfit. You know, I think anyone who's psychic has to bear that cross, so to speak. But I do not think that it has to be a hard journey. I've had some resistance. I've had some people not accept that I was psychic. But for the most part, I have to say, being honest and upfront with my friends and family and acquaintances and perfect strangers has been amazingly rewarding and well accepted. Because I think in our heart of hearts, people out there really know that the truth of the matter is that we are not just five sensory beings. We have a lot more senses available to us that we can access and that many of us already have. With life after death experiences people talk about, with intuition that people talk about. I mean, people are really, I think it's an emerging topic that is no longer as taboo as it was. I do not believe that Christianity and psychic abilities are mutually exclusive. I just wrote about that in my latest blog. I think that they're absolutely inclusive, and of course, all of this stuff's open to interpretation. It always is, no matter what you get out of the documents, but that have been written over history. But I think that when you match it up against your personal knowing and your personal experience, that this stuff really is very valid, very real, very essential to good living. And I see it in my kids. I mean, my kids are naturally intuitive and psychic, and I don't interrupt it. I just allow it. And I think a lot of us started out that way, but it freaked out our family, so it was kind of shut down. If you have questions about what makes you psychic, or if you're psychic, or if these are real psychic experiences, first of all, journal them. Look for patterns. Get some good books. Sonia Choquet's Psychic Pathways, that's a great book. Any books by Echo Bodine, particularly A Still Small Voice Within and Echoes of the Soul. And also James Van Praagh, Talking to Heaven, is a great book about being a medium or talking to people who are deceased. They all have, tips or information that will help you to realize that that people do have common experiences with this stuff, that you're not alone on this psychic boat, so to speak. And I also highly recommend getting yourself supported on being psychic. And I don't know if that's with a really good friend, joining an online group, going to a psychic development center in your area, anything that's going to help you feel more normal and more comfortable and give you a place where you can explore these dreams you're having, these intuitions, these knowing events. Because I know before I became completely fully psychic, I had many coincidences in my own life where I would just know to be at a certain place at a certain time. I would know something was going to happen, be it good or bad, and I didn't call it psychic, but it was definitely a psychic experience. And when you really begin to accept the truth about yourself, that you are having psychic experiences, that you really are psychic, that's when your whole life begins to flower, your life begins to open up. Is it all fun and games? No, but it's real. And when it begins to happen and you embrace it, then you are being your true, authentic, fabulous self. So there. All right. That's it for this installment. Have a great, blessed day. Bye.